All right, so puzzle number 2 is called 2 Degrees. Now, you might have heard that Hollywood is the center of the entertainment universe. But that begs the question, who is at the center of Hollywood? Well, according to a very popular game, or very popular, I guess, depending on what circles you're in, the answer to that question is Kevin Bacon. And it's actually a really common game to connect actors to Kevin Bacon in as few steps as possible. It's called giving them a Bacon number. And that's why actually there's a little bacon in the middle of the image in this puzzle. So for example, Kevin Bacon himself would have a Bacon number of 0. He is Kevin Bacon. There's no degrees of separation between him and somebody else. But any actor who has acted in a movie with Kevin Bacon, their Bacon number would be 1. And any actor or actress who acted with that person, but not with Kevin Bacon, so that would make them have a Bacon number of 2. They'd be 2 steps away. It would take 2 people to get back to Kevin Bacon. And that's actually what this puzzle is all about. It's about finding connections back to Kevin Bacon, and then using some of the information in those connections to solve the overall puzzle. There's one extra clue in this puzzle, which is that the outer ring, this image is next to the outer ring. And the clue here is that everybody in the outer ring, everybody referred to there, has won an Oscar. And in fact, they have all won a Best Actor or Best Actress Oscar. Now in the puzzle itself, this is presented as a circle, but we're going to present it here as a table just because it's a little bit easier to show. So as I mentioned, everybody in Ring 4, the outer ring, has won an Academy Award for Best Actor or for Best Actress. And the best place to start looking for this, honestly, might have just been Wikipedia or Google, looking back over the most recent winners of this award. If you do that and you use the initials that were available to you in the puzzle, you might have found that these 6 actors and actresses were the people we were referring to in puzzle number 2. But then this begs the question, how do we connect this person back to Kevin Bacon? You probably don't know all of the movies that, for example, Jeffrey Rush or Kate Winslet has acted in. So how might we figure this out? Well, fortunately, Google has the answer for us, because this game is popular enough that if you type in 2 actors' names, or if you type in Kevin Bacon and some other actor or actress into the Google search box, it will actually show you the chain back to Kevin Bacon. So if you plug in those names and use the initials that we have here in the middle, you can determine that the connection between, for example, Jeffrey Rush and Kevin Bacon is Colin Firth, and so on, Kate Winslet, Bill Paxton, and so on down the line. Okay, so now we have figured out Ring 2 and Ring 4, the sets of initials. What do we do with these sets of numbers in between them? Each one is a triple. There are 3 numbers separated by parentheses. And if you look carefully, you might see that the first one of all of these numbers is actually unique. The second and third ones, they repeat. There's a couple of 1s, there's a couple of 4s, but the first one is always unique. And the clue here is that this eventually leads to a 12-letter word. And what we have to do is use the other pieces of information and the information on either side, for example, Kevin Bacon and Colin Firth, or Colin Firth and Jeffrey Rush, to figure out what we can do with those other 2 numbers. How would you have solved it? Well, here's one example. So Kevin Bacon and Colin Firth were in a movie together called Where the Truth Lies. Now, again, this was provided just by Google. This is part of their showing you the chain back to Kevin Bacon. And the number that is in between Kevin and Colin, the set of numbers is 2, 3, 2. Well, we've already figured out, or we already explained, what the 2 is for, so let's focus on the 3 and 2. What it turns out those are keys to the words and letters in the name of the movie. So the 3 there means the 3rd word of the movie, and the 2 is the 2nd letter. So basically what this triple means is that the 2nd letter of the answer to the puzzle, that first 2, is whatever the 3rd word's 2nd letter is of that pair of people. So that's why we get an R there. And for the other 11 sets, we can figure out that we do some Googling, we figure out what the movies are that these people acted in together, and we end up with these 12 letters spelling out the word organization, which is the answer to puzzle number 2.